Okay, today is about Noonday's role in Africa, and we're going to start with a quick clip from my friend Sela, who is the Hope of Blessing International founder, also known as HOBI. Her and her husband founded HOBI and partnered with Nelson and Pauline Dan, who live in Liberia, to care for orphans in Liberia. So let's go to Sela.
Good morning, everybody. I just thought I'd come on here real quick and give a big shout out to Rachel for doing the Noonday show for HOBI with the Super Bowl game thing that she's been doing. That is just incredible. And thank you also to everybody that been playing and donating some funds or for sharpening. I encourage you to please keep sharpening because it is bringing in funds for HOBI for our children in Liberia. And we are just so incredibly grateful for that. And we appreciate you guys very much. And I encourage you to please keep sharpening on there because it's a big help and a blessing to us and to Liberia. By the way, I am Sarah Godfrey, and my husband is Samuel Godfrey, and we are part of the big HOBI group or ministry. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much also to Noonday, to the person that started because it have been a blessing to HOBI, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, next I'm going to introduce to you Agnes's story. We also call her Aggie. She owns and runs Arise Collections, which is a company in Uganda of artists and partners. They have a lot of education initiatives, much like Sela. When I think about Sela and Aggie, I really feel like if they had lunch together, they would totally get each other. And I hope to maybe one day sit down and lunch with both of them, which would be fantastic. But Agnes was born in a village outside of Kampala, Uganda. When she was 13, a village elder approached her father, offering him a large bride price in exchange for Agnes, because that's what they do. So at 13, an older man, was wanting to marry her. So he approached her in the village, offering a large price, and Aggie's dad said no, she needs to finish school. She became the first woman in her village to graduate from university, and she went on to found Arise Collection, which is empowering other women through dignified work and scholarship programs. In addition to being the owner of Arise, she's the mom to 5 beautiful girls and a global fair trade advocate. So I'm going to stop real quick and give you guys some slides of some of the beautiful things that Aggie makes. Also, just want to pop in these shoes too that they make there. I have lots of their bags, but I want to stop real quick and do those slides. Okay, next up is Mama Sham and Doreen, and they work for Ajuna African Style in Uganda. Ajuna African Style shares an intricately connected history with Noonday collection. Jalia Matovo the founder, dreamed of using her craft to feed her own family and create opportunities for other families she saw struggling in her community. It was then that she met Noonday founder Jessica Honegger. And Sela mentioned in her video saying thank you to Jessica. Jessica was an adoptive mom, dreamed of funding her family's adoption from Rwanda and creating a global marketplace that would help keep families together. All of those dreams have become a beautiful reality. But Ajuna Style is the very first Noonday collection partner. In partnership with Noonday, Jalia has grown her business to provide fair work to hundreds of local assemblers and bead rollers over the years. Many of the artisans Jalia has trained have gone on to start businesses of their own. In Kampala, Uganda, which is where Aggie is as well, Uganda is a central, this is about Uganda. Uganda is a Central African nation the size of Oregon with 10 times the population. It is highly diverse country. It is a highly diverse country with 30 different ethnic groups and 40 different languages, as well as a vibrant community of immigrants. It is known for its natural beauty. Uganda is often referred to as the Pearl of Africa. The country's Rift Valley Basin is home to many diverse animal plant species, and 23% of its land is set aside for wildlife. All right, I want to tell you guys about Mama Sham because she works at Ajuna. Mama Sham was one of their first artisans, and you saw her picture. A pillar of the workshop. Years ago, she lost her husband, and okay, so Mama Sham, she is one of Ajuna's first artisans. The pillar of the workshop. Years ago, she lost her husband and began working construction sites, carrying heavy bricks. This resulted in a neck injury that caused chronic pain. But today, things look very different for her. At the workshop, she has a safe job she can rely on, where she doesn't have to carry bricks on her head. She's finally able to have surgery on her spinal cord and is enjoying life without pain. Okay, next up is Doreen. Doreen around the workshop is known for her hardworking, positive attitude. She was hired in 2016 at Ajuna, and her work has enabled her to support her family in important ways, such as paying for her mother's blood pressure medication. She last year experienced severe depression after her 4-day-old baby suddenly died, but her workshop family refused to let her go through this experience alone. So through that, she's found community, carries the experience with her, but does not let it define her. She continues to move forward through a hopeful future. Amazing. Okay, next I want to talk about Cherry. Cherry has an interesting story for sure. She started Women at Risk. She's an intrepid entrepreneur, is how they describe her here, with an incredible capacity for empathy. After graduating college, she struggled to find a job. She was driving through the city when she saw a woman as a sex worker. She said, "Here I am with a degree in Africa, but this woman, what hope does she have?" Cherry became determined to be the source of hope for the women in her community living without options. She began building relationships with sex workers in the city, told them to help them find safer work. Today, she's provided over 1,000 women artisans training and support services, and their children thrive. So counseling them, moving them towards a future. So great job, Cherry. Cherry is in Ethiopia, actually. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Partners, the name of the business is Women at Risk. Okay, next up is Entoto Mountain. Entoto Beth Artisans, these are my favorites. Rising in the outskirts of Addis Ababa, Entoto Mountain is a community of about 2,500 people affected with HIV and AIDS, many of whom were drawn to the healing waters believed to flow there. Through the mountain, though the mountain provides refuge from the harsh stigma of their hometowns where they're basically banished into the mountain, particularly women live on less than $1 a day. An Ethiopian woman named Betty discovered the conditions of these women. She became motivated for it to be her life's mission to help them. She founded Entoto Mountain Beth Artisans to provide life-changing employment and empowerment for these women. She saw the beauty that society had cast aside. Betty also saw the potential for the beauty in abandoned materials, such as artillery shells left from former conflicts. These are harvested from fields. This always makes me think of Sela too, and then this is my bracelet, the threaded artillery bracelet here, made from upcycled bullets pulled from the fields of Ethiopia from previous conflicts. When Sela was a child growing up in Liberia, she was adopted as a teenager and brought to the U.S., but she, as a 5-year-old, ran from bullets as they flew by her heads and killed her friends that died beside her as she ran. So as a 5-year-old in Liberia, which a lot of conflicts during Sela's childhood there, the fact that she gives back, that she chooses to support HOBI, the Ethiopian stories from Noonday really always bring me back to Sela's story. Addis Ababa is nestled in the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia is one of the oldest countries in the world. It was the only African nation to maintain its independence during the European colonialism in the 19th century. Also known for its coffee. So, coffee is, we'll get to that. But the next one I want to tell you about is Mbabet. Mbabet discovered she had HIV when her husband passed away from the disease. Unaware of the treatment options available to her, she quietly struggled. Things changed when she joined Entoto's workshop. There, Mbabet rediscovered her worth, received the treatment that she needed, even married a kind man and fulfilled her dream of starting a family, which is amazing. She raises her son in a home. If you take and this is the thing, if you take medications for HIV, you'll survive and you can thrive and live a normal life. And so now that she has this job with Noonday, she has a way to do that. Next up is Tigayest, very similar stories. Husband died, she tragically moved, had 5 children, started working for Noonday. Tigayest is a beautiful woman, now has all of her children living with her, and she's enjoying life on Entoto Mountain. Okay, let's talk coffee real quick. Fair Trade Partners, Noonday works with Ethiopia. It's Ethiopia, Central America, Guatemala, and but the Ethiopian partners, coffee is one of the things that everybody in the world drinks, but it can become a source of slavery for some people. They get paid, low wages, so getting in the fair trade coffee business is important. Look on the back of your coffee bags when you buy them. Make sure it's fair trade. Okay, through our fair trade sourcing partners, Noonday works with small farmer co-ops around the world committed to the Together Coffee Impact. The Ethiopian coffee, we partner with Sidama Coffee Farmers Cooperative Union, SCFCU, which is a development organization and technical advisor that represents thousands of farmers in Ethiopia. So it's kind of like a I don't want to say union, but it's kind of like a co-op where we know for sure that things are fair. The coffee of the Sidama region is grown garden style in homesteads under the cover of indigenous shade trees. By drinking together coffee, you're changing the world. It's really good if you haven't tried it. Okay, we have 2 more clips to go. The next one is Chaban leather. Chaban was founded in 2015 by 2 Ethiopian women, Eden and Elsa, who shared the dream of bringing change to their community through the creation of fine leather goods. Like the Homesteader. I love my Homesteader backpack. It's so great, and it's really big, and I wear it and use it all the time, and I love it. I do use our conditioning spray on it because it's kind of a the leather needs a little conditioner spray, so I recommend you buy it together, but it's only like 20 bucks. It's not a lot. These 2 women, Elsa and Eden, saw that the youth of Addis Ababa in Ethiopia were particularly vulnerable to exploitation, so guided by the motto, do all things in love, they set out to create a path of empowerment for dignified work. If you walk into Chaban's high-end leather workshop today in Ethiopia, it's clear that its motto is its North Star. Many of the workshop's artisans are former street youth or commercial sex workers who have now been empowered through dedicated training and education from the way they carefully craft their beautiful products and the way they care for their fellow artisans. Chaban's commitment to doing all things with love is producing beautiful results. And I agree. Okay, so last video I want to do is just to tell you to shop for Hope of Blessing International. Buy some of these beautiful Noonday products. Let me show you a few of the ones that I'm wearing just one more time. The Nima necklace, the artillery bracelet made from upcycled bullets, Kenya bracelet, the Jambo bracelet. We have Victoria, this heavy, it's like a wood bead, paper bead. It's got marble on it too, and of course we have the saltwater stack and the saltwater necklace to match, and our new friend Mahingo, and the Surfside necklace too, and then the harbor hoops that we have as well. So shop today for HOBI, for Noonday, and for the continent of Africa. Last thing I want to show you guys too, I know I showed you these shoes as well, but the Homesteader backpack is made from Chaban leather, so everybody loves the Homesteader. Every show I do, I almost sell at least one of these. So there you have it. Happy Africa Day for Noonday.